Okay, let's unpack this. Get ready, folks, because we're diving deep into the explosive return of a fan favorite anti-hero. We are talking all things Peacemaker Caesar Hill.
Absolutely. And this isn't just, more of the same.
No way. It promises higher stakes, definitely deeper emotions, and a much larger connection to the whole DC universe.
A more integrated one, for sure.
Right. So our mission today, really, is to give you everything you need to know about this return. We're talking plot twists, the expanded cast.
And its place in the new DCU, which is pretty crucial.
Exactly. We want to make sure you're fully informed, totally ready for the premiere. And we'll get into how it balances that, signature action and comedy.
Which everyone loves.
With what sounds like a really psychological, quite emotional journey for Chris Smith this time around.
Yeah, and it's interesting how Peacemaker Season 2 is positioned strategically within this evolving DCU landscape.
How so?
Well, the series actually picks up 1 month after the events of Superman 2025. So that officially marks Peacemaker's direct entry into the restructured DC universe.
Okay, so no more ambiguity. It's fully in.
Pretty much. It's not just a fun standalone anymore. It's intricately woven into that broader narrative fabric now.
Gotcha. And for everyone wanting to mark their calendars.
Right. The official premiere date, August 21, 2025. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time on HBO Max in the U.S.
Okay.
And for listeners elsewhere, the international rollout starts the next day, August 22nd. That includes India on GeoCinema via Max at 6:30 a.m. IST.
Good to know. So you know exactly when to clear your schedule. And it's a weekly release, right?
Yep, weekly format, every Thursday for 8 episodes. It wraps up on October 9, 2025.
I always find that weekly rollout, it really builds the anticipation, doesn't it? It gives everyone time to, dissect things, speculate.
Oh, definitely. The online chatter after each episode is going to be huge.
For sure. But, okay, beyond the dates and stuff, what about the man himself, Chris Smith? What's his journey looking like this season? It sounds intense.
Oh, it is. The show really dives into his personal arc. He's dealing with the heavy emotional fallout from killing Rick Flag Jr. in the Suicide Squad.
Right, that was huge.
Yeah, and crucially, confronting his, really complicated and fraught past with his dad, White Dragon.
Who's back? How does that work?
Well, he returns via hallucinations and flashbacks, so it's all about digging into Chris's psyche. Robert Patrick is back in that role.
Wow, okay. So really leaning into the psychological stuff.
Indeed, and adding another layer, a really fascinating one, is this mysterious device called the Quantum Unfolding Chamber, the QUC.
Quantum Unfolding Chamber. It sounds sci-fi.
It is. It's basically multiverse tech. It literally throws Peacemaker into alternate realities.
Whoa. So he'll meet other versions of himself.
Exactly, and see different consequences of his past actions. Thinking about the bigger picture, this isn't just a gimmick. It forces him to confront not just his past actions, but all the ways things could have gone.
That's mind-bending. So how does confronting other hims impact his journey? Especially with the whole White Dragon trauma hanging over him.
That's the core question, really. James Gunn has been clear that even with these, quote, trippy multiverse elements, the heart of the story is still about personal growth, redemption, and identity.
Okay, so it grounds the high concept stuff.
Precisely. It forces Peacemaker to try and reconcile his violent past with his desire to maybe do some good, And seeing these other paths just intensifies that struggle.
Makes sense.
And tied into this, Peacemaker gets pulled into a new RGOS mission.
RGOS, Advanced Research Group Uniting Superhumans, right?
Yeah.
The government agency dealing with superpowered stuff.
That's the one. This new mission involves checking out potential recruits for the Justice League.
Oh, wow. Any names dropped?
Yes, they've specifically mentioned fan favorites like Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, and Maxwell Lord.
Okay, they're not playing small ball this season. That's setting up some major DCU integration.
Definitely looks that way. Bigger things are clearly coming.
So speaking of RGS missions and familiar faces, who's back from the original team? That chemistry was just gold in season 1.
Oh, yeah. The core team is back, thankfully.
So obviously John Cena as Christopher Smith's Peacemaker, grappling with all that guilt and identity stuff we talked about. Then Danielle Brooks as Leota Adebayo.
Yeah.
She's still torn between her family loyalties and her own moral compass, I imagine.
Seems like it. Freddie Stroma is back as Vigilante.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adrian Chase, awkwardly loyal, hilariously psychopathic.
He brings such a unique energy. Jennifer Holland returns as Amelia Harcourt, the tough RGUS agent who kind of reluctantly seems to be rooting for Peacemaker.
Yeah, you can see that developing. And Steve Adup is John Economos.
Yep, the tech guy.
Yeah.
Dry humor, surprising depth. He's back. And not Linus Judo Master.
The tiny guy who kicked everyone's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he gets an expanded role this season.
Interesting. And as you said, Robert Patrick as Augie Smith, White Dragon, haunting him through those flashbacks and hallucinations. Really digging into that past trauma. Exactly. But the new characters are where things get really interesting for the wider DCU picture.
Okay, tell us about the new arrivals.
Well, first up, Frank Grillo joins as Rick Flag Sr.
Senior, so Rick Flag Jr.'s father.
Correct. He was first teased in Creature Commandos. He's set to play a critical role, tying together past RGUS missions and setting up future DCU events. Big connection there.
Okay, that's huge. Who else?
Then there's Sol Rodriguez playing Sasha Bordeaux. Now, she's a bit of a deep cut from DC Comics. She has ties to Batman and Checkmate.
Checkmate, the big spy organization.
Yeah, exactly. The powerful, secretive intelligence group. Her inclusion might hint at, more spy thriller elements or some major government intrigue.
Cool. Adds another flavor.
Then Tim Meadows joins as Langston Fleury. He's described as a sardonic RGUS agent overseeing this whole multiverse operation.
Huh. Tim Meadows overseeing multiverse chaos sounds perfect.
Right. Should be great. David Denman is also cast, but in an undisclosed role. Rumors are maybe a rival agent or possibly an alternate universe version of someone we know.
Ooh, mystery box.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that one.
Definitely. And then those big names we touched on, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord. They're confirmed for at least cameos, maybe recurring spots, really cementing those crossovers.
It's like a Justice League recruitment drive happening within the show.
Sort of feels like it. Oh, and Michael Rooker, he's back in a surprise role as someone called Red St. Wild.
Red St. Wild. Never heard of him.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Hints at maybe some supernatural or cosmic stuff that wasn't really in season 1.
Wow. This cast is stacked. And it sounds like it really impacts the tone, doesn't it? Season 1 had that edgy humor and heart.
Mm-hmm.
But season 2 sounds like it's going deeper. Identity, regret, redemption, balancing that high-concept sci-fi with really grounded character stuff.
Yeah, early reviews are saying exactly that. Things like funnier, darker, and more emotionally resonant.
Interesting. Why do you think that specific blend, the humor, the darkness, the emotion, is so crucial for Peacemakers? Maybe more than for a straightforward action hero.
That's a great question. I think for Peacemaker, the humor is almost like a defense mechanism, right? For him and for the audience, dealing with the really uncomfortable truths he faces.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the darkness highlights the real consequences of his actions. So that blend lets the show tackle heavy themes without feeling, I don't know, preachy. It keeps its unique voice.
Right, it makes his journey feel more authentic, even
Yep.
with quorum chambers and stuff.
Exactly. More relatable, weirdly enough.
And speaking of authenticity, the representation continues with Peacemaker's bisexuality becoming canon this season.
Yeah, that's confirmed. And apparently it was something John Cena himself really championed.
That's great. It adds a whole other layer to a character often just seen as this like hyper macho figure, expands his identity in a really meaningful way.
Absolutely. And behind the scenes, James Gunn's commitment is total. He wrote all 8 episodes.
All 8? Wow.
Yeah, and directed several too. Plus, brought in other talented directors like Greg Mottola, Peter Sollett, Alethea Jones. But it ensures that unified vision.
Maintains that distinct voice.
Exactly. And they filmed it simultaneously with Superman 2025 down at Trilith Studios in Georgia.
Shows how connected these projects are from the jump.
Definitely. And get ready for another killer opening sequence.
Oh, yeah.
New dance number.
Signs point to yes. The opening features Oh Lord by Foxy Shazam. You just know it's going to be memorable.
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
One more thing on Production Gun was apparently super strict about spoilers. Like refusing to share the final 3 scripts even with close collaborators.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. That level of secrecy usually means some pretty big, impactful reveals are coming down the pike.
Okay, intrigue level just went up again. So what's the early buzz saying overall? Sounds positive.
Incredibly strong. Full reviews are still under embargo, of course, but word from early screenings and reliable leaks is very, very good.
Like Rotten Tomatoes good?
Yep. Early critic scores are showing like a 98% positive on Rotten Tomatoes and a solid 78 out of 100 on Metacritic.
Wow, okay. That's impressive out of the gate. What are they praising specifically? A lot of praise for John Cena's performance, saying it's even more emotionally layered this time.
Nice. He was already great.
Agreed. Also hearing good things about improved pacing, and this is key, how the storyline really cleverly connects to the larger DCU without losing the show's unique voice.
That's the balancing act, isn't it? Integrating it without making it feel like just homework for the next movie.
Exactly. Sounds like they nailed that balance, delivering both the deeper lore and the character development people loved from season one.
So, wrapping it up, what does this all mean for us, the listeners, getting ready to watch?
Well, the consensus from these early reactions is pretty clear. Peacemaker Season 2 is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated DC TV projects, maybe ever.
High praise.
It really is. It seems to have this compelling mix of, multiverse craziness, genuinely emotional storytelling, and that over-the-top action you expect. Gunn seems to be proving again that superhero stories can be ridiculous and deeply human at the same time.
Laughs, lore, and legacy, huh?
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. Expect it all. An explosive style. It sounds like it'll have something for pretty much every kind of fan.
Fantastic. So there you have it, our deep dive into Peacemaker Season 2. We've covered the release dates, the wild plot points, the huge cast, the themes. You should be fully primed and ready for August 21st.
Definitely. And as you get ready to watch, maybe mull this over, how is Peacemaker's super personal journey through guilt, identity, dealing with his dad, and this crazy quantum chamber with alternate selves, how is all that going to ultimately redefine what it even means to be a hero in this brand new DC universe?
Ooh, good question. Something to think about. Can't wait to see how it unfolds.